So Nick Fuentes, the leader of the Groypers and the far-right pundit, he went on a podcast recently, and he decided to give his audience of young men, legion of young men that follow him, he was going to give them some dating advice and some relationship advice here. So let's take a listen, and then we'll break it down. By the way, there are too many podcasts. There's too many podcasts. Like, who the fuck is this kid that's on the screen right now? What is this? This is like twink Lex Friedman. This is like Lex Friedman's younger brother. Fucking like Carrot Top Friedman here. Like, I have no idea who this person is. I don't want to know who this person is. We need to a complete and total shutdown of more podcasts until we can figure out what the hell is going on. That's what we need. All right, let's dive in.
Nick, why do you think dating women is gay?
Well, here's what I think is gay. It is gay to date women.
Bruh.
What's gay about it is that, you know, when I think about relations between men and women, it's about sex. All of my views about men and women come down to the biological imperative, which is that when a man and woman reach the age of sexual maturity, they want to have sex. According to Catholic sexual morality, the only way to have sex is within marriage. That's what makes it moral.
That's kind of crazy to say. Morality doesn't play into it at all, in my opinion. I mean, I get that he's a Catholic and he's trying to go based off their ideology here, but imagine calling it immoral to like have sex as a 23-year-old before you're married with your committed girlfriend. Like, how is that immoral? Is a handjob immoral? Is a blowjob immoral? How does morality play into it? By the way, from the same guy who was just preaching on his show the other day about illegally and offensively invading Venezuela and doing a regime change there, he's in favor of that. That's not immoral. But like getting your dick sucked is immoral prior to being married. I mean, what am I supposed to do with this?
Sex is within marriage. That's what makes it moral. Because to have sex is to have kids. Unless there's something wrong with you. To have sex is to have kids. Kids need a mother and a father.
I can't... To have sex is to have kids. No, to have sex can also be for the pleasure of it. You could just fuck for the pleasure of it. Kids need a mother and father. No, it's good to have two parents, two adult figures, but studies have shown that the kids of gay couples fare phenomenally well, in some cases even better than the kids of straight couples. So yet again, like wrong. I'm trying not to pause every 7 seconds, but I can't fucking help it.
That are going to stick together. So the way that you build a stable society is to say the mother and the father are going to have to be together before they have kids and have sex. They're going to have to be made one flesh. They're going to have to, that's their obligation to their children. That's their obligation to God. And so my view of sex and in the United States is people should be getting married younger. Because what they're doing now is they're going out and they're having a lot of hookups or having a lot of casual sex, which I don't think anybody's really, in the end, deeply satisfied with this arrangement.
You know what else is deeply unsatisfying? Is to get married too young when you don't know yourself and your partner doesn't know themselves and you guys are not really fucking compatible and you jump into it because it's the thing to do and then you're fucking miserable. There's very few examples of like, oh, I married my high school sweetheart like straight out of high school and everything was fucking hunky-dory. No, those are usually the nightmare stories. Those are usually the like, holy shit, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. Because they say like your brain fully develops by the time you're like 25. If you like marry your high school sweetheart and you get married when you're like 20 or some shit, like that, it's just a bad idea, bro. It's just a bad idea. Usually those are the ones where, you know, they end up hating each other and they end up getting divorced, right? I imagine a much higher success rate if you get married when you're older, right? You know yourself, your partner knows themselves. You can come together on an equal slate and on clear terms where you're sort of established, they're sort of established. It's like the younger you get, the more fucking chaotic it is, the more your brain isn't fully developed, and the more you're just unsure of yourself, and they're unsure of themselves, and it's hard for that to work in the long run. And by the way, I also love the idea of a guy who's like openly never been in a relationship giving relationship advice. Like, what the fuck would you know about any of this shit? For real, like, what would you know? And he says he's never been in a relationship, supposed to be a virgin, right? I don't know if that's true, but it's quite a thing to do to like, this is a heavy lift for somebody who's never done any of it, right?
So people reach the age of sexual maturity, they want to have sex, they go out and have lots of sex, and they wait maybe 5, 10, 15 years. They wait until they're in their mid-20s, late 20s, 30s, before when the women are past their prime in looks, They wait for men to really have all their ducks in a row. Then finally, now we want to have kids. And what happens? Well, at that point, the women aren't particularly fertile. Maybe they're only going to have a couple of kids. And also at that point, maybe both of them have had a lot of sexual partners and they've become maybe bitter, cynical, set in their ways. They haven't grown together.
Imagine thinking that that would be the result of having sexual partners before marriage. No, it's literally another example of like, get to know yourself, know your body, know your way around the female body, right? Like, you learn through experience. And he makes it seem like that's like vile and grotesque and horrible. It's like, no, what's more likely to be vile and grotesque and horrible is two virgins having sex for the first time after they got married when they're like fucking 19 or some shit. I mean, Jesus Christ, that'd be the worst sex of all time.
Partners, and they've become maybe bitter, cynical, set in their ways. They haven't grown together. It makes it less likely they'll stay together. This is a very dysfunctional situation. And so my prescription for men and women is get married a lot younger when they reach that biological age of maturity. And then they're supposed to have kids. Then when the men and women are young and energetic, that's when they're having a big family and they can take care of a big family because they have energy. And then they grow together. They mature and grow into adults together, and they're more likely to stay together. The reason that dating is gay...
I love the idea that he thinks it's great advice to say, yeah, get married younger. Get married when you don't know shit about shit. Your brain's not developed. Their brain's not developed. You don't even know what you like. That'll work out well.
Is because it's sterile. There's something very sterile about dating. Men are using condoms. What's gayer than using a condom? You know, preventing your...
Having sex with a man as a man is gayer than using a condom. Having sex with a woman as a woman is gayer than using a condom. What the fuck are you talking about?
Or your virile seed from impregnating a woman, not to sound graphic, but like, that's very gay. It's gay.
So having sex for pleasure is gay? I mean, come on, man. What the fuck are we doing here? What are we doing here? Also... I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to shut up. I reeled myself in, pat myself on the back, self-control.
For a woman to be on birth control and like denying the creation of life. It's gay for men and women to be not married, but texting each other all day.
Imagine liking your significant other. Fucking gross, bro. Imagine enjoying their company. Imagine wanting to hear their thoughts about stuff, bro. Fucking disgusting. You know what's not gay? Texting your bros all day, bro.
And watching Disney movies and cuddling together and, you know, playing this sort of game throughout college and then into early adulthood. Will they or won't they? Am I going to get married? Maybe. Maybe we'll live together.
The only time in my life I've played a game, I've played games when dating is when I was a young idiot. When you're more manipulative and you're more like trying to find a way to get them to like you a lot. And so like, you'll make a point of like, oh, I see she texted me. I'm not going to respond for 2 hours to get her thinking more about me, right? You think you're such a genius coming up with this. What if I don't respond right away? I bet she'll want what she can't have. Like, that's the only time I've been like that. As you get older, you gain more wisdom. You're more secure in yourself. And so there are no games. The games go away. So you gotta get, like, the exact opposite of the advice he's giving is the advice I would give. Literally the exact opposite.
Into early adulthood. Will they or won't they? Am I going to get married? Maybe. Maybe we'll live together. I think the whole thing is just deeply unserious and just very kind of juvenile and immature.
So finding out what you want to do in life, finding out what makes you happy, finding out if you're compatible, that's immature and unserious. But it's not immature and unserious to be, how old is he? 27 years old? 27 years old and not dating and not trying to get married in any way, shape, or form. That's totally fine. It's just like, it's amazing how the criticism is always for others, right? It's not for him. It's for others. It's like, you're the one who's the ultimate arbiter of what relationships are and aren't good. Meanwhile, you've never had a girlfriend and you're fucking 27 years old and you're single and you're judging everybody else. Like, what the fuck is this?
And just very kind of juvenile and immature. And I think that it kind of reflects like a Arrested Development. It's like a stunted...
If that's Arrested Development, what the fuck are you? Because at least they're dating, right? And by the way, let me be clear. I actually don't judge people who... There was a while where I thought, I just want to be single, right? Like, maybe I'll be single for life. And then things happened. I met somebody who I'm super compatible with, and I'm not, right? But like, it's just so bizarre. It's so bizarre watching him judge others from the perspective he has. Like, you are more immature than they are by your own logic, right? It would have to be the case.
growth and maturity. So I think, I'm not saying that getting married to a woman's gay. I'm saying that all of this nonsense that surrounds modern dating culture is extremely sterile and unserious and very feminine and very gay.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Maybe you just don't like women. like maybe you just don't like women. Because, like, if you like women, yeah, you're willing to go through some stuff, right? You're willing to, okay, I might not like this fucking movie on this Disney movie, like to use his example, or this fucking Hallmark Channel movie or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I'll fucking suck it up and watch it. Why not? There's compromise in relationships, right? She might not like, I'll take her to a golf event or a tennis event. Maybe that's not her favorite thing to see, but give and take. She comes to that. She might not really want to. I'll watch the fucking Hallmark movie. Like, that is mature. That is mature. That is adult. And that is, you do stuff like that when you're in love and when you like the opposite sex, right? And he just reframes that as like, that's somehow gay. Okay, well, I'm still not done, because he's bringing back his greatest hits. That's what this answer was. And I like how Twink Lex Friedman is not looking very satisfied with Nick Fuentes' answer there. This is the original clip where he made the argument, and this is why he was asked that question in this recent podcast. Here we go.
What, people calling me gay because I've never had a girlfriend? I think if anything, it makes me less gay. If anything, it makes me not gay. As opposed to less gay. Not that there's any gay, but it makes me not gay. Well, because think about it this way. A gay people do date girls all the time. Real. And when I said on Elijah Schaefer's show, when they said, have you ever been in a romantic relationship? Have you ever had sex with a girl? And I said, no. If you name searched me on Twitter, as I always do, all these gay people are coming out and saying, I've had more girlfriends than Nick. I've had sex with more girls than Nick. So like I said last week, not only is that thinking flawed, but actually it's the reverse. That actually makes me really more heterosexual than anybody. If we're really being honest, never having a girlfriend, never having sex with a woman really makes you more heterosexual, because honestly, dating women is gay. Having sex with women is gay. And
having sex with women is gay.
Having sex with men is gay. And it's all gay. And if you want to know the truth, the only really straight heterosexual position is to be an asexual incel. That's it. So that's all there is. Being a MGTOW asexual incel is really the straightest position that you can have.
I can't. I hope, is he kidding? Am I being the autistic one here? I kind of hope he's kidding. I kind of partly think he's kidding. But are there people who watch this who think like, nah, he's spitting right now, bro. He's spitting right now. Being asexual means you're asexual, not gay. Being gay means you're gay. Being straight means you're straight. But he's sort of flipped it so that being straight is gay. Why? Again, maybe because he's not too fond of women.
I think that it's really a gay act to begin with. Think about it this way. What's gayer than being like, I need cuddles, I need kisses, I need the...
Is he under the impression that, like, this is what men say? like that's what men do when you're in a relationship or a marriage? Oh, I need cuddles, I need kisses. You don't have to do that. And most people don't do that. You could just not do that, but be in a relationship.
I need to spend time with a woman. That's a little sus.
Liking women is gay. Wanting to be around women is gay. But wanting to be around men, on the other hand, super straight. Super straight. It reminds me of all the overcompensation. You've seen all these people that, like, they'll wear like a fucking camo thing and have a camo hat and a big fucking phallic cigar, and they'll do steroids and shit, and they'll be in an all wood room, and it's like, oh yeah, bro, I'm masculine. You masculine? Yeah, bro, I'm masculine, bro. And meanwhile, those are the ones who are secretly dreaming of cock, right? It's like those very vehemently anti-gay people who, wind up trying to suck somebody off in a New Jersey Turnpike bathroom. There's a thing here, right? There's a thing here. It's like, thou doth protest too much. You're too vehemently anti-gay. You're too vocally anti-gay. And those are the ones who are secretly, like, jealous of gay people. I'm getting a hint of that here, right? I'm getting a massive hint of that here. Let's see what else we got. This guy says, homosexual Nick Fuentes says he misses his catboy era. Admits to being bullied into pretending to care about the nuclear family because of optics. Okay.
As Connor MC Grow, I percent $10. I miss your femboy era.
What's the femboy? I was never a femboy. It was the catboy era, okay? Not femboy.
What on earth am I looking at here? What on earth am I looking at here? who is this guy with the six-pack about to choke down a dildo, and why has Nick got that face on looking at homie like that? What is happening?
Boy, let's get it straight. It was the Catboy era. I miss it too. They bullied me out of it, you know? It was funny. And Vosh made up a bunch of nonsense about it.
Vosh? What did you do, bro? What did you do? Did you highlight this, what he was up to? And that made people go, huh, interesting.
Nonsense about it. And then I had to capitulate for the sake of optics and say, no. We want to be trad and get married, and women are awesome. So, yeah, it was awesome, wasn't it?
Connor MC Grow sent $10.
What the fuck? Bro, I'm gonna leave it up to y'all, man. You guys tell me. But I'm getting all sorts of messages coming off these clips, dog. Like, it is barely beneath the surface, if you ask me. The happiest moment of Nick Fuentes' life, his date with the cat boy. Live your truth already, asshole. Okay, let's see what we got.
Yeah, everyone always talks about who's taller. So
I'm taller.
Yeah, he's clearly
taller.
Well, Nick's 7 foot, and I'm only like 6'9".
You're walking on the curb right now. Can't see where you're walking. You're walking on the curb.
So, me and Nick were hanging out last night. We come home.
This your king, y'all? This your king, Groypers? I'm just asking. This your king? Look, all I'll say is don't take relationship advice. But no, I'm going to go further. Don't take political advice either. Political advice and relationship advice. Do not go to the white nationalist. Do not go to the incel, self-described incel asexual. But there might be a little something else going on there, if you know what I'm saying. It's sort of upsetting to me how much bad information there is out there for young men, right? Like, if you watch Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, you're just gonna be a colossal douchebag that nobody likes. Like, if you listen to their advice, by the way, on camera, Andrew Tate's admitted to doing certain crimes, right? You can watch the video. I've played the videos for you. Like, if that's the guy, oh, I'm gonna treat women like total fucking shit, you know, basically like property. He's also said similar things as Fuentes, like, you know, actually having sex with women is gay. He said, like, derivatives of that, right? But if you listen to these, like, red pill manosphere types, you're gonna be fucking miserable, bro. You're gonna be miserable. So the advice I would give is just do you, man. If you want to be single, be single. You want to date, date. Don't listen to the harsh judgment, but just be a regular person and treat other people regular, right? You don't have to put them on a pedestal. You don't have to try to put them down. Treat other people as equals. Just start a conversation one day and see what the fuck happens. You might surprise yourself. You might actually enjoy the back and forth. Just don't be fucking weird. That's it. Just don't be weird. Be normal. Believe in equality. Treat people like people. You'd be surprised. Fucking many doors will open up for you. You might end up dating multiple different people. You might find one you love, right? So I'm just saying. Don't listen to any of these charlatans and these freaks and these con men, because clearly there's something going on beneath the surface here that needs to be addressed, right? Can we all admit that? Can we all say that? It's never been more clear. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.